Welcome to Neurofootball, where the beautiful game turns into absolute chaos. Real Madrid just got demolished in the Madrid derby, leading to a shock coach firing, but there's a massive twist. Liverpool's unbeaten streak shattered by Crystal Palace, flipping the Premier League standings upside down. And you won't believe it, but Manchester United's nightmare deepens with another humiliating loss. Is Amorim's time up? We'll dive into Chelsea's collapse, PSG's injury nightmare, Barcelona's Lewandowski drama, and more sizzling stories from around the globe. This is your fix of the hottest football news. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's kick off. The bombshell everyone's been waiting for in the Premier League: Graham Potter has been sacked as West Ham United's head coach. Last season, he swooped in as the Hammers' savior, pulling them from the brink of relegation with that signature magic he worked at Brighton. Remember how he turned the Seagulls into a nightmare for top teams? Potter was hailed as a genius of the new coaching wave across Europe, thriving on limited budgets and clever tactics. Fans dreamed he'd restore West Ham's glory days from the early 2000s or the Moyes era. They avoided the drop last year, but this season, total disaster. Just 3 points from 5 games, despite splashing €150 million on transfers. That's mid-table La Liga money. Exclude that fluky comeback against Nottingham Forest, where they scored 3 in 10 minutes, and it's been grim: leaky defense, no attacking plan, relying on individual brilliance. The final nail? A humiliating loss to Crystal Palace. But West Ham didn't waste time. They've already named Nuno Espirito Santo as the replacement. The Portuguese tactician, fresh off a fallout at Nottingham, turned Forest from newcomers into European contenders with gritty, results-driven football. It's not Potter's flashy style, but for a team flirting with relegation, stability is key. Will Nuno save the Hammers? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Over at Manchester United, it's straight up a theatre of shame. Another dismal Premier League performance from a team with no European distractions, a full week to prep, a €1 billion squad, mega transfers, star players, and a coach who's, well, questionable. Ruben Amorim, the ex-Sporting boss, was hyped, but winning in Portugal is one thing, handling United's chaos is another. Before facing Brentford, he dropped this gem: "Fans don't know what to expect next game. Honestly, neither do I. Oof." As head coach after nearly a year, you'd expect confidence in his philosophy. But against Brentford? Total flop. High line, low block, central play, flanks, they failed at everything. As a Real Madrid fan myself, it pains me to watch. I want that old rivalry back, not this mess against Arsenal or City. Brentford, host Thomas Frank and losing stars like Mbumo to United, and Wissa, still out-hustled them with sharp pressing. Old Trafford. From theatre of dreams to cringe comedy. Amorim and Sir Jim Ratcliffe could end this decade-long farce, but right now, they're just adding darker chapters. Is Amorim next out the door? Sound off below. Real Madrid's perfect start. Obliterated in the Madrid derby. Xabi Alonso's Los Blancos were unbeaten, winning 7 straight in La Liga and Champions League. Atlético. Rocky start, leaky defense conceding over a goal per game. Led by Kylian Mbappe's scoring spree, Real should have cruised. But derbies defy logic. Atlético pressed hard from kickoff, circling Courtois' box. A set-piece header from Le Normand opened the floodgates. Mbappe equalized with his magic touch, but post-break, chaos. Julian Alvarez's penalties and free kicks exploited Real's aerial disasters, despite giants like Militao, Tchouaméni, and Courtois. Final score: 5-2 to Atlético, their first 5-goal haul against Real in 75 years. Griezmann sealed it after a 6-month La Liga drought. Now, Real's firing their set-piece coach, not Alonso. Half their goals conceded this season are from dead balls. Will a replacement fix it? I'm watching the Madrid press closely. Do you think the new coach will be able to improve Real's play from set-pieces? The Premier League table just got weird. Liverpool's first loss, humbled by Crystal Palace, who also stole their Super Cup. Oliver Glasner's Eagles dominated the first half. Ismaila Sarr's early strike, missed chances galore. Arne Slot's Reds clawed back post-break, but Federico Chiesa's late equalizer was undone by Edin Nketiah's stoppage-time dagger. Palace beats Liverpool twice in 6 weeks, even PSG can't claim that. Chelsea. Another flop, losing at home to Brighton after Trevor Chalobah's red card. Third straight defeat for Enzo Maresca's Blues. Now, the standings, Liverpool top, but Palace, Sunderland, and Bournemouth in the top 4. Premier League magic. Barcelona's letting Robert Lewandowski walk. His deal ends next summer, with a 1-year extension option, but age, 38 soon, and his €33 million salary, Europe's highest, say no. He's got 3 goals despite injury, but Saudi clubs are circling with mega offers. Polish legend Jan Tomaszewski blasts Barca for undervaluing him. Serhou Guirassy from Borussia Dortmund is considered the main contender to replace Lewandowski. Will he be able to replace Lewandowski himself in Barca's lineup? Write your opinions in the comments.
Barcelona's heading into their Champions League showdown with PSG, but it's looking like a hospital ward at the Camp Nou. Hansi Flick's squad is dropping like flies, and fans are starting to ask, is the gaffer's intense training breaking his players? Let's break it down. Long-term absentees Gavi and Marc-Andre ter Stegen are still out, and now the injury list reads like a starting 11. Goalkeeper João Garcia just had meniscus surgery yesterday. He's sidelined for at least 6 weeks, leaving Wojciech Szczesny as Flick's only serious option between the sticks. In attack, Rafinha's down with a muscle injury for 3 weeks, ruling him out for PSG. Midfielder Fermin Lopez out for weeks. Defender Alejandro Balde still a question mark. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, Marc Casado limped out of training with muscle discomfort. He might miss the next match too. That's 3 injuries from training sessions alone, not matches. Fans are buzzing on X. Are Flick's high-intensity drills too much for this squad? Barcelona is facing a personnel crisis at the worst possible time. This PSG clash was supposed to be a blockbuster between Europe's most exciting teams, but with both sides nursing injuries, we might see semi-reserve squads duking it out. Can Flick cobble together a competitive lineup from these ruins? Or is this the start of a Barcelona meltdown? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are Barca fans right to panic? Smash that like button if you're shocked, and subscribe for more Champions League drama. Forget Bayern Munich for a second, the Bundesliga's wildest show is Eintracht Frankfurt. Dino Topmoller's squad is turning every match into a goal fest that has fans glued to their screens, whether they support the Eagles or not. Their latest? A bonkers 6-4 thrashing of Borussia Mönchengladbach away. Calling it a shootout doesn't do it justice, it was a goal explosion. By halftime, Frankfurt led 5-0, sending Gladbach fans streaming for the exits. Early second half. A cheeky 6th goal. Then, they took their foot off the gas, and their defense? Absolute chaos. Without focus, they let Gladbach claw back 4 goals, but held on for the win. 10 goals total, and that's no fluke. All 6 of Eintracht's games this season have had over 3.5 goals, making them a bettor's dream in Germany. The star of this fireworks show? Not a 30-goal striker, but 19-year-old midfielder Jan Uzun. This kid's racked up 10 assists already, popping up everywhere in attack, winger, playmaker, you name it. He's a €100 million talent, minimum, and next summer's transfer window could see a bidding war. Eintracht's proving they're the Bundesliga's must-watch team, delivering spectacle after spectacle. Who else is loving this Frankfurt roller coaster? Comment below, hit like if you're betting on their next over, and subscribe to Neurofootball for more Bundesliga insanity. Chelsea's Enzo Maresca is skating on thin ice. The English media dropped a bombshell. The Blues board is losing faith after 3 straight Premier League defeats. Sounds familiar, right? If Manchester United's Ruben Amorim is catching heat with 7 points after 6 games, Maresca's 8 points aren't exactly a safe zone. The latest loss to Brighton, after Trevor Chalobah's red card, exposed Chelsea's fragility, they crumbled under pressure, just like against Lincoln in the Cup. Maresca didn't hold back, reportedly tearing into his squad in the locker room for losing focus post-red card. He fumed to the sun, a top club can't collapse that badly. Chelsea's history is brutal for coaches, Champions League winner Thomas Tuchel. Gone. Graham Potter. Out in a flash. Why should Maresca get a pass? The road ahead is rough, a home clash with Liverpool, then Benfica in the Champions League, facing none other than Jose Mourinho, the special one who left a legend at Stamford Bridge. That matchup's dripping with intrigue. A loss to Liverpool could be the final straw. Can Maresca turn this around and prove he's got what it takes? Or is the door already swinging open? Blues fans, what's the verdict, stick with him or sack him? Drop it in the comments, like if you smell another firing, and subscribe for the latest Premier League drama. PSG's Ilya Zabarny just became their unlikely hero. The Ukrainian defender scored his first goal for the Parisians in a League One clash against Auxerre, sealing a gritty win. But while the result's in the bag, PSG's vibe is anything but champion-like. Last season's four-trophy haul feels like a distant memory, they're sleepwalking through matches, only occasionally waking up for big rivals. Fans on X are frustrated, saying some players can't be bothered, others just don't want to. The Auxerre win. Bittersweet, because injuries are piling up fast. In the 35th minute, Vitinha limped off. Spanish and French media say he's likely out for the Barcelona Champions League blockbuster. Then, Kvaratskhelia couldn't finish the game, replaced by Bradley Barcola. Early reports point to a thigh issue, potentially sidelining him for weeks. Add Ousmane Dembele, Desire Doué, and Captain Marquinhos to the absentee list, and PSG's attack is razor-thin. Sound familiar? It's eerily like Barcelona's injury crisis. Instead of a mouth-watering PSG-Barca showdown, we might get a battle of backups. Can Zabarny's defensive grit carry PSG through? Or is this the start of a League One stumble? Tell us your predictions below, smash like if you're worried for PSG, and subscribe to Neurofootball for all the Champions League updates. That's your Neurofootball roundup, pure soccer fireworks. What shocked you most? Amorim's fate? Real set-piece woes? Comment below, like if you want more, subscribe with notifications for daily drama, and share with your crew. See you next time, stay locked in.